video review of something brand new called the Unlock Composites, and this is a specific material that I got for this knife, which is the baby Banter. So originally it has this material over here, and I actually didn't like the original material, so I have decided to get the Unlock Composites version, which is much more smoother and also feels much more better as well as the kind of material. So what do we get when you get the Unlock Composites? Well, they send you something like this that's called Unlock Composites over here. They send you this inside of it. Out of all things, why do you get a wooden spoon? And I figured this was for beauty, but it's not. It actually serves a very interesting function in here. You also get this business card that is also included over here, which says thank you for your purchase. Now we have the original composite material that's also being used over here, so you can kind of see that this material is very hardcore. In trying to even bend this, you can't. So this makes it like, if you wanted to test out how hard this thing is, this is G10. This is really exceptionally hard material, like really hard to bend this. I mean, I'm not trying all my power because I really don't want to make this like hurt my hands, but you can definitely, it really is hardcore. So that's why I got this. I got this because the original material, look how easily it has no grip, and it just doesn't feel good. And then of course I did another thing. You can see over here the original one, it actually says Banter right on here, and I didn't like it, so I went ahead and got a different version of that as well. And I built the thing here, and it took me over 40 minutes to build this because this is not easy to put on. First, there's no instructions how to do it, which is the bummer with this. Second of all, is just you have to remember which screw goes exactly well, and that's my mistake. Especially this part right here. Do not actually lose or misplace the original screws, because this only specific screw gets in here in a certain way, and then it's a problem. Other than that, once I build it, it still has very smooth and good action to it, which is surprising because sometimes you build it and it totally messes that up. So this was a successful build. It feels so much more premium than the original version. The material is much more better as well. Like when you feel it, you can feel all the texture in here, the grip, and it looks really, really nice. You can see over here that looks much better. And not only looks, it's just the feel of this is just awesome as well. Now, another thing it actually has here, it gives you a pics of some materials, but it's hard for you to pick which one is which because there is no picture to what you're getting. So that's a bummer. The website is kind of primitive. And also there was a pic of this, which is, yeah, we got those pics right here. And you might be thinking, well, what do I need this for? But that was not something that I had to pay extra for. It was just a choice. Do you want this or you don't? And I was like, okay, why not? Let's just get it with that. Now, most likelihood, the chance of me using something like this is very unlikely for EDC purposes, but why not just have it? If once in a blue moon you will use something like this, it's good to have, and it takes almost no space and it costs no extra money whatsoever. Now you can see over here with this one that this looks much better than the original one right here that says the name of the company, which I don't like really advertising the company's name for it. Now also what we have here is this, and you might be thinking, what enroll is this, what it's for? Well, when I build this, what happens is when you build it, I want to show you here, is that it's hard to see it, but what happens is right there the knife sometimes will get misplaced, like it's not, like you see right here, it's actually not straight, and this might happen. So if it happens because you misplace, misalign, what you're going to be doing is putting this like there, and you're going to be making this harder, and it's going to bring it exactly aligned how it's supposed to be with a special tool, which you have to actually buy. Without the tool, you can't actually build this the way it's supposed to be. You won't be able to disassemble it as well. So what kind of tools do we need, and how do we fix this issue if you do have it? Well, this thing is not aligned exactly correct. So you have to get two different tools for this. The first one is the TR8, and the second one is the TR6. You can get them in different kind of multi packs and different kind of companies that make them. So it doesn't matter which company that you do, but you need both of them. Otherwise, you won't be able to unscrew one of those things. So the one you need is the one that goes right here. And this one is the TR number 8. That is for that one. So to fix this issue, well, this is not centered. It's a part of some knife. Sometimes when you build it, just put this in right here, and now you're moving it the correct way. And the next thing you're going to be doing is just moving this, screwing it more in, tightening this up more, and then you're going to be removing it. And as you can see, or if you can't see, but it actually did align it exactly correct. How many times do you have to do this? Over time, what happens is you're going to be keep flocking this and on and off, opening it up. It's going to loosen the grip, and it might actually move a little bit there. I don't know how many times you have to flick this in order for this to happen, but it is a common issue with this specific knife. And the spoon, yeah, the spoon is one of the weirdest solutions, but actually it does work and it fixes the problem. Overall, I think this company makes a very fine job. I think altogether it shouldn't be an issue. Altogether that it moves just a bit, it is something that just happens. Once you upgrade to this material, the old material just seems really cheap. And you're just wondering why they didn't make it with this material in the first place, because this material is just so much more smooth. It feels so much more better, and I really, really like it. It's just so much superior in so many different ways. Just the way it feels, like you finally have a grip to this knife. Before, it didn't really have a grip. It was just really not my favorite knife, but now it actually is. And because of how easily it opens, and there's a lot of knives, but to find one that flocks and opens this fast with this action is just so hard to find. And now we have so much better grip. It makes it almost the perfect EDC carry and knife. The only other issue that I just did, as you can see, it got right exactly where it should be, is that the C got messed up. So yeah, we will have to, straighten this up to get exactly where it should be. So as you're fixing it, just make sure that the C is exactly where it should be. And that's one of the issues that I didn't do as I was moving it. So just make sure it's just like a view thing. It's not that important because it doesn't do anything. There was no value in this, like it still works fine with it being anywhere, but it looks just so much more organized. And now I put it the wrong facing way, so keep moving until it gets to where it should be, which is facing that way. Overall, yeah, this is cool. I really like the way it looks. And now the only thing is we have to see that is it still aligned? Yes. And now, does it still fuck open? Yes, it does.